What's up, everybody? Mike here, and in this video I'll be going over my hands-on impressions of the latest Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream beta. This is the newest SAO game in development under Bandai Namco, and so far it seems to be kind of like a multiplayer online game only. I'm not entirely sure if it's live service, but I did do some more digging on that. This is just gonna go over like showcasing the gameplay, some highlights of that from the beta that I played about close to 2 hours. Tried the tutorial out, tried the co-op like quest mode, and then there's the boss raid I attempted like twice with people. So I'll be, showcasing highlights of that stuff, talking about some pros and cons, and final initial impressions of it will be towards the end of the video. So if you do want to skip ahead to that, you can, but I do encourage you guys to just watch the entire video here, please. And if you do enjoy this, please leave a like, leave a comment as well below, as it helps out the channel overall. If you're new here, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this if you tried it as well over the weekend. This seems to be a multiplayer focused SAO game. I'm not entirely sure if it has a single player component. I have to do some more research still to do a more in-depth video on what this game is about and what we know so far about it. So stay tuned for that. That will be coming soon here on the channel. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this gameplay and my impressions of it. Switch chains are co-op combos performed by all characters on the field. They activate when the enemy's HP is reduced to a certain amount. At the start of a switch chain, an effect will appear under the attacking character. A prompt and timer will be displayed for each character on their turn. Press R3 before the timer runs out to activate a chain attack. Land chain attacks will increase the chain count at the top of the screen. Chain attacks won't hit if you're too far from the target enemy. When the switch chain begins, get close to the enemy and try to keep that distance as you fight. When all of the characters on the field have had a turn to attack, those who join the switch chain can attack together in a chain finish. Like switch chains, a prompt will appear on screen, so press R3 before the timer runs out. Successful finish greatly fills the break gauge, so use it often. Oh, let's go. Hell yeah! This is sick. Let's go. Counter stance, baby. Come on. Oh yeah. You're gone. Oh, wrecked him. Oh, let's go. Oh shit. Did I really just get downed? Oh shit. Can y'all get me up, please? Thank you. I didn't realize I was like that low in health. Oh my god. It's this guy from season 1. Dude. Holy shit. We going in. Oh god. Can I get heals from somebody, please? That'd be great. Yeah, Xenon's in here. I'm down. Oh god, I need help, please. No? No help? Got it. Nice, that was like a weird ass transition where the fucking wall, like a special attack that we couldn't fully see. Oh, Xenon with the last hit. A MVP party E. Okay, okay. stoked. Oh my god. I don't block very good. That's another thing. Oh god. Yep, I got knocked down. Remember, was it last time an NPC or a player to help get me back up? I'm trying to spec against buns, dude. I guess nobody wanted to get me up. Oh god. Game! Well, let me dodge. And we're gonna fail this one. Missing two. Wait, did we get it? Oh, we actually got a counter this time. Quest failed. Wow. All right, let me give my final initial impressions here, guys. So, with this game, I mean, I know it's a closed beta. It was only a certain amount of limited, you know, select people can get into it. So you're eliminating your player base. And, you know, unfortunately, every time I've tried either the boss raid twice and then the co-op, wasn't a full party of real players. The boss raids were, I think, only 7 at most. I think the co-op, I forgot the exact number for the co-op one. I didn't pay attention to that one. But there was also the annoyances, like when we did the finish the co-op one, you know, a bunch of people were doing like the emote stuff on that, but apparently there's like sound effects that were popping off, and I'm just like, yeah, that's gonna get annoying. Like, I get it, it's for the silly chaos and trolliness of it and whatnot. I get it, people are gonna do that. I don't mind it, but when they add the sound effects in it with it, that makes it extra annoying. And as of right now, I don't think there is a way to turn it off unless you turn off the sound altogether. Like, yeah, I think you would have to, or sound effect volume. You'd probably have to turn off the sound effect volume all the way off. That'd be the only way, but then you can't hear the other cool sound effect stuff. So it's like, I think there needs to be an adjustment to that, to where if you don't want to hear like the emote sound effects, there needs to be an extra option in the settings for that. Because as y'all saw earlier, you know, that was freaking annoying as hell. Some positives. Visually impressive. Looks like the anime. The characters feel like the characters. I only played Kirito, but you know, the looks and what I've seen other characters do, it feels like them. Looks like them. You know, it's a lot of fun. No like connectivity issues on my end, at least. Not with the servers here. Like, I didn't get DC'd at all. You know, and all the multiplayer experiences I had. Those are some positives with this game. And you know, I think they just need to improve on the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty solid, fun. They have a very good tutorial that explains everything in detail and how to do it as far as your move sets, and kind of slowly lets you get used to it a little bit, you know, one step at a time. So I would say the tutorial is really good overall. You know, just explain everything very well and how to do it. Some of the enemies can be better in terms of the tutorial to like allow you to do some of the things a little more easier, or at least in a more fluid way. So I think in combat and gameplay, some of the moves and whatnot you can do should be a bit more fluid if they can do that, but still a solid job in that regard. So visuals, gameplay, when it comes to characters, how they in the tutorial system, good. This seems to be a multiplayer focused game though. I don't know for sure if there's gonna be a single player component to this outside of the tutorial. I have to do more digging on that. But I gotta talk about some cons too so far, and negatives about this. So I'm not too clear if it was NPCs or players, but I think it was more so players that got me up when I, you know, a couple times. But there is definitely times where like I went down and I had a full NPC like computer team, and they did nothing to get me back up. This needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed in like a future beta or the full version of the game, in my opinion. You know, you got a recent game like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, where if you play with the AI companions in that game, they will get you back up when you go down. So I don't see why. I know it's a different dev team. That's Side Games. This is a different dev team that's working on this. This is Dimps, I believe. But to me, that should not be extremely difficult to implement. I know video game development in general is very challenging overall, and none of this stuff is easy to do or pull off, but I'm hoping that Bandai Namco is smart enough and wise enough to invest resources into doing that, because if you are in a situation like how I was in this beta, where it's already limited player base because it's a closed beta, so you don't get a full 20 people playing with you, and so therefore you need to have NPCs that are actually smart and competent enough to not only help you in combat and on an offensive front, but also in a supportive role too. And if no other NPCs other than the support role NPC person character gets you up, then fine, so be it. At least that's something, you know? At least that's something. Or another thing too, they need to have better, I would say, game mechanics or things that encourage teamwork, because not even the other players that I was playing with, the randoms I was playing with, were encouraged to get other players up. I was not the only one. Like, I saw at least 1 or 2 other people go down, and they did not get rezzed up by another player. I didn't get to them in time to res them up. I was trying on my way. Nobody else was doing nothing. And by the time I got there, they essentially were responding. So it's like, well, what the heck? So that, I think there needs to be some stuff added into the full version of the game that encourages better teamwork overall, not just from getting your teammates back up through, reviving them, but also like, I know they have like a team attack system with a chain and then the counter move, but there was either people not paying attention or not being able to get there in time to do the whole big counter mechanic thing. That may need some adjustments in an online multiplayer environment, maybe lower the amount of people you need for that, or I don't know, make it more smooth in some way. Yeah, because the idea and the concept is amazing. Because in the tutorial, and going through all that stuff, when I was with the tutorial boss, it worked fantastic, because that's obviously AI, and it was great. It was a fun boss fight I had in that experience. But in a multiplayer co-op scenario, not everybody's gonna be on the same page. It's a 20-person, at most type of thing too. And at the very least, you're gonna need to have the AI companions get in there to do the counter move if the real players won't. So if you at least got enough of maybe the NPCs, when it's not enough players, or reduce the amount you need to do the counter move. I get they want people to feel involved in the counter move, but if not everybody's either paying attention to it or doesn't care about it or what have you, then you need to do something that helps mitigate that or fixes that issue, right? And along with encouraging teamwork, encouraging players to revive teammates, you should maybe have something where it gives you a temporary buff to both of you, or a temporary buff to the person that revives you, such as either a 30-second defensive buff, or attack buff, or extra healing or something like that for 30 seconds or a minute at most. I think that'd be maybe a good way. I'm just, I'm giving you ideas right here, Bandai Namco, with this. Like, come on. Like, it's not that hard to think of ideas that can help encourage better teamwork overall, but you're still going to have those people that don't care or troll or whatever have you, regardless. It's just, if there's more things that encourage teamwork overall in the gameplay and the mechanics, then I think it's going to create a better environment overall for the play experience for everyone. So I don't know. Let's wait and see on that. I do get the boss raids were meant and designed for you to have the best equipment. So it's like, I didn't succeed on the boss raids. I tried it twice. Didn't succeed. Wasn't enough people to do it. Like I said, the most I had one was like 7 people. We didn't get it done. But also it does warn you, like, hey, you need to have really good gear and equipment to even succeed in this. It's like that. So that's also like a fair thing. And they want you to be prepared for it. So they want you to do the co-op quest stuff to be ready for the boss raid. So essentially the co-op quest mode is set up to be you farm and you grind for the gear and stuff like that you need to do the boss raid. That makes sense. I get that. Not an issue there. But if these are the only 2 modes of this game, I'm concerned. And also, there is no offline mode besides the tutorial. This might be considered an SAO live service game, I am concerned if that's the case. Even if it is going to be a full price game too, most likely at $60 or 70. I don't know for sure yet. I got to do some more research, and I'll do a separate video that goes in more details about what this game is going to have in it and what we know so far about this. But this is my hands-on impressions from playing the beta. In this version of it, I don't expect to be perfect. There's gonna be bugs and glitches. There weren't really any bugs and glitches though, I would say. Like, not really. There was one thing where I kind of got stuck in a wall while doing like my my ultimate move, and didn't show the full animation of that because I was like weirdly kind of like, it was a weird camera thing. But yeah, I would say the other issue is fix the lock-on system, because when doing a boss raid especially, it's just like I'm trying to stay locked on to the boss itself, but it ends up auto-targeting another enemy for me. It's like, I didn't want that. So they need to fix the targeting system and the camera system a bit here as well too. And hopefully they do that. Hopefully they do that. So not too much other takeaways other than that. So just to reiterate positives, I think the gameplay overall right now is solid, but still needs improvements. Visuals are great. The characters look great. You know, the movements for the most part are good. The abilities they have feel good and you feel strong, things like that. You know, the co-op quests was fun. The tutorial was good. Oh, a very good tutorial that explains everything in, you know, in detail. And the boss raid was actually fun despite failing it twice. I think the boss raid itself was, like, the boss itself is fine. Like, it was a good challenge of a boss fight. This has a lot of health bars. It does feel a bit spongy though in that regard, because it has like multiple tiers of health bars. And I get that's done on intentionally because they don't want it to be an easy fight. And there's different things you can do while during the boss raid fight, where it's like you're attacking these regular enemies to level up and power up, things like that. And that's cool. At the same time though, you know, you don't want a boss that feels super spongy, so that could probably use some adjustments there. Not to have the boss feel super spongy or too tanky, right? You know, you definitely want to have some fun there. Make it, you know, feel like it's just a fun experience every time you go in. And I can see a lot of people being upset that it feels too spongy, too tanky in terms of the health pool, you know, so that's probably gonna need some adjustments there as well too. So, you know, some pros and cons there. I hope that they improve upon this. I hope this is not a live service sort of online game, because then it's like, well, shit, where are the microtransactions at? Because you see how this is all question marked up there, right? They did that on purpose, right? You got lobbying character. You don't have anything for single player. So, and your options is the options button here for settings, right? L2 is, you know, archives or whatever. Your R2 is wireless communication, player card. It good takes you to this player card, reach friends, things like that. So, to me, those three question marks lead me to believe this is probably gonna be a live service game that I'm not gonna be fully happy about, because they're taking a anime franchise that I personally love. I love the anime, and they're possibly gonna ruin it. Please stop, please. I'm not saying all live service games are bad, but I think a lot of us are kind of sick and tired of the live service genre being a thing. And there's only a few that are actually legitimately good live service games. A handful are only really good and do it well. And I know everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie and want to, you know, these companies want to make more money and be corporate and all this, the corporate greed is like that. Like, stop it. Stop it. Just stop. Take a lesson learned from how Suicide Squad performed. Like, take lessons learned from how Marvel's Avengers went. I'm just saying. You might want to rethink your strategy here. Just saying, but we'll see what happens. We'll just have to wait and see.